Okay, first thing first, let's open up the app from the home screen here. It's going to ask me to log in, but I'm not going to do this route just yet. Here's the login screen. I'll sign in with an email that I have already registered. It should take me straight in. And here we are. We're at the home activity where we can see we have games and users. We'll start with the games first. Just check some invalid data to see how our invalid data renders. And we are on an invalid game. A little bit of a description here that tells us that Picasso should render its images with error flags instead of an empty block. We see that at the top. We also see that down here where screenshots would be. As well as right here where the platform compatibility, there's an issue with that one, so that one obviously isn't in the database. Okay, so this is how invalid data looks. Let's take a look at an example where we are at good data. So we'll open up No Man's Sky here. Got the cover at the top, some data here, some tags, some tags here. In a recycler view, you can have any number of tags. Got some features, a very long description for about this game. Some platform compatibility, so No Man's Sky is available for all 4 of the consoles I have in my app: PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC, Windows. After the screenshot, just 3 for now. I would have liked to have made this a recycler view. That's something I plan to do later. After the screenshots, though, are the player reviews. I've got a review for one of my accounts already, but I'll write another review. This account has not made a review for this game yet, so I'll go ahead and write it now. And we'll publish that, and we see there it is at the top. And you notice this review does allow me to delete the game, or rather delete itself, but it's a long press only, so just the pressing of the button gives you a snack bar telling you to long press it, because long pressing is how we're going to actually delete the review. And now it's gone. If we chose to share this game in particular, like I might do Discord for example, I would go this route here. I've done this plenty of times in the past onto our Discord channel. Alternatively, there's a list of things up here we can do. We can open this in Steam, write a review. There's another button to write a review there. Or we can share this game. So there are 2 different ways to write reviews, 2 different ways to share games. Just one choice for opening in Steam, and that's there in the top menu. I would demonstrate the open in Steam thing now, but it's actually broken on my phone. I don't know why it doesn't work. Just my phone, not other devices. It will load the web page on Steam. Okay, so that is how games look. Other games look identical, as you can imagine. Let's take a look at user profiles. So user profiles here, we got a list. Obviously you can't quite scroll it, there aren't enough people registered. But it would scroll alternatively. We've got an admin here at the top. Here's the account I'm currently signed in as. Here's an alternative account of mine. Here's Mr. Smith. And so we'll just go ahead and open up this one here. I know this one's got a wallpaper already set, so not only does the profile have an avatar, but it also has its cover at the top of its profile. And these are things you can set should you choose to in the My Profile activity. At the bottom are also share buttons here. We can share this user profile. Or we can just copy the user ID, say we wanted to use it for debugging purposes. Also, the user ID is how you access the profile. In the share, you'll notice, it's actually not visible here in the share, but in the share, if you were to share it, there's a link, and the link is the name of the app /user / and then their ID. So this ID here that I'm copying would be essentially their URL. On this list here are the library and the wish list. So if you wanted to view that person's account information, like say, oh, they own this game for PC, or they own this game for PC and PlayStation, that's cool, I own something similar. Likewise down here, the same thing is implemented for the wish list. One thing I did add for this was that you could click these and it could take you to the game details. I thought that was cool. It's kind of helpful. You know, you see the game, you don't want to have to go back to the list, find it, and then click on it to see its details. So this is just another way to get to that game. Additionally, we have my profile. So my profile is just where you make changes to your profile, as well as view how it currently looks to other people. So you notice my profile has no header uploaded here at the top, and that is the image that is put onto the screen when there isn't anything set for your account yet. If they were to view it as an anonymous person, they would see it like this with the default header, as opposed to in the settings it was showing me that I hadn't set it, so that I could take that opportunity to set it. So going back to my profile, if I wanted to change the header, I would do so with these buttons here at the bottom. So I got avatar, header, change preferred platform. I can also do that as well. You notice on the account section here, I've got preferred platforms. It's a little warning, tells you no preferences are made yet, and so that just tells me that that point in the database is actually null. As soon as I make a preference, even if I set nothing, even if I set it back to nothing, you notice that warning goes away, and that's because it's no longer null. It does exist, just contains null preferences. So that's how that works. And likewise, you can click on these items here on the My Profile activity, so to take you to the game details for that particular card. And so that's about it. Whereas one other thing we should talk about, and that is browse eBay. Now, you notice that all these games here are $59.99, just something I hadn't got around to. But the button still takes you to the eBay browse activity, where you get all the data you would expect to see. And so I kind of geared it towards the style that eBay's app already has, so that it's familiar to users if they've used it before. As it scrolls, actually the adapter, and it looks like it did a minor crash share, I'm not sure exactly. As it scrolls, the adapter is actually querying the database again for the stars. I'm careful not to scroll too far to cause that again. So these stars that occur up here, right there, those stars aren't actually part of the initial item summaries. So I'm querying the database again to get the stars so that I can put it onto the screen. Otherwise, they weren't there in the initial query. That's why it appears to be loading as I'm scrolling. That's because it's making more queries as I scroll. It's kind of a performance hiccup, unfortunately. And that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the app, guys. I hope you saw some stuff that was similar to yours. I really went for the style of Steam for the dark mode. In the light mode, I took a different approach. I just had a primary color and then used variants for it. So I got a very light blue for my background, and my primary blue is up there at the game details. Up there, that's my primary blue, and it takes the same color on the buttons there and here. And my secondary color is this orange at the bottom right corner. Okay, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.